Hello, and welcome back.
Thank you so much for choosing us today. We're really happy you are here.
Don't forget, in the description below, you will find a glossary with all the important words from this episode.
Now, let's get started.
Jake, do you like eating out?
I love it. Eating out means going to a restaurant to eat instead of cooking at home. I try to eat out at least once a week.
Me too. I think it is one of my favorite things to do. You try new food, you relax, and you do not have to wash the dishes afterwards.
That last part is very important. No dishes is a big advantage.
What kind of restaurants do you like, Jake?
I like all kinds, honestly. Italian, Japanese, Mexican, Thai. I love trying food from different countries. But if I have to choose my absolute favorite, I think I would say Italian.
Why Italian?
Because Italian food is simple, but always delicious. Pasta, pizza, risotto. The ingredients are not complicated, but the flavors are incredible. And the portions are usually very generous.
I completely agree. Italian food is very hard to get wrong. What about you, Sophie? Oh, wait. I am Sophie.
You are asking yourself questions now. Okay, I will ask you. What kind of restaurants do you like, Sophie?
Thank you. I love Japanese food. Sushi, ramen, tempura. Everything is so fresh and beautifully presented. And Japanese restaurants always have such a calm atmosphere. I find it very relaxing.
That is true. The atmosphere is also an important part of the experience. It is not just about the food. It is about how you feel when you are there.
Exactly. A great restaurant gives you great food and a great atmosphere. Both things together.
Part 2. The menu. Starters, main courses, and desserts. Okay, so today we want to teach you all the vocabulary you need to go to a restaurant and order food in English. Let's start with the menu.
Yes! When you sit down at a restaurant, the waiter gives you a menu. A menu is the list of all the food and drinks available.
Most restaurants organize the menu into 3 sections. The first section is starters.
A starter is a small dish that you eat at the beginning of the meal. It is also called an appetizer. Common starters are soup, salad, garlic bread, or something small and light.
The second section is main courses. This is the biggest and most important part of the meal. Your main course is usually meat, fish, pasta, or a vegetarian dish.
And the third section is desserts. Desserts are sweet dishes at the end of the meal. For example, chocolate cake, ice cream, or cheesecake. My personal favorite.
You and your cheesecake, Sophie.
Ha! I cannot help it. A good cheesecake is one of the best things in the world.
I will not argue with that. Now, there are also some important words on the menu that describe how the food is cooked. For example, grilled means cooked on a hot grill. Fried means cooked in hot oil, and baked means cooked in the oven.
And when you order meat, the waiter will sometimes ask you how you want it cooked. The 3 main options are rare, medium, or well done.
Rare means the meat is still a little pink and soft inside. Medium means it is partly cooked through. And well done means the meat is fully cooked, with no pink at all.
Which do you prefer, Jake?
I always order medium. I like the meat to be juicy, but not too pink. What about you?
Well done for me, always. I know some people think that is boring, but I prefer my food fully cooked.
There is no wrong answer. Everyone has different preferences, and a good restaurant will always cook the meat exactly how you ask. Okay, so now let's talk about the phrases you need to actually order your food. These are the sentences you will use when you speak to the waiter. The most important phrase is this one. I would like. This is a polite and natural way to order anything. For example, I would like the pasta, please. Or, I would like a glass of water, please.
You can also say, I will have, which sounds very natural and confident. For example, I will have the grilled chicken, or I will have the chocolate cake for dessert.
And a third option, which is very polite and slightly more formal, is could I have? For example, could I have the fish, please? Or could I have the bill, please?
All three are correct and natural. I would like, I will have, and could I have. You can use any of them.
Now, what if you do not understand something on the menu? Maybe there is a word you do not know. What do you say?
Great question. You can say, excuse me, what is in this dish? Or what does this come with? That last one is very useful. What does it come with means what other food is included with this dish? For example, does the chicken come with rice or with chips?
Restaurants in the UK and USA always serve the main course with something else on the side, usually chips, rice, or vegetables. These are called sides or side dishes.
And what about drinks? How do you order water?
For water, a very useful phrase is, could we have a jug of water, please? A jug is a big container. When you ask for a jug, you get a lot of water for the whole table. Very efficient.
And the waiter will usually ask, still or sparkling? Still water has no bubbles. Sparkling water has bubbles, like a very light fizzy drink.
I always choose still. Sparkling water feels strange to me with food.
I love sparkling. The bubbles make me feel fancy. Huh.
Each to their own.
Okay, one more very important situation. Paying at the end of the meal. How do you ask for the bill in English? In British English, you say the bill. So the phrase is, could we have the bill, please? Or simply, the bill, please. You can also get the waiter's attention first by saying, excuse me, and then asking for the bill.
And in American English, people say the check instead of the bill. So it would be, could we have the check, please? Both bill and check are understood everywhere, so do not worry too much about which one you use.
Now, sometimes when you go to a restaurant with a friend, you need to decide who pays. There are two common options. The first is one person pays for everything. This is called treating someone. For example, let me treat you today means I will pay for both of us.
The second option is to split the bill. This means each person pays for half. You divide the total cost equally. In informal situations, people also say go Dutch, which means the same thing. Everyone pays their own share.
And a very useful phrase when you want to be polite about it is, shall we split the bill? Shall we is a gentle way to make a suggestion. It is not a command. It is more like, what do you think about splitting the bill?
One more thing. After you pay, the waiter will give you a receipt. A receipt is the piece of paper that shows what you ordered and how much everything cost. Always check your receipt before you leave, just to make sure everything is correct.
That is a very practical tip. And if everything was good, it is always nice to tell the waiter. You can say, everything was wonderful, thank you. Or, it was delicious. Waiters really appreciate hearing that.
They do. A little kindness goes a long way.
Sophie, I want to ask you something. Do you think food is a good way to understand a culture?
Absolutely. I think food is one of the best ways to understand a culture. Every country has its own relationship with eating. The ingredients, the flavors, the way people eat together. It tells you so much about the history and values of a place.
When I was in Japan, I was amazed by the food culture. Everything was presented so beautifully. Even a simple bowl of noodles looked like a piece of art.
In Japanese culture, the visual presentation of food is very important. The idea is that beautiful food shows respect to the person eating it.
I love that idea.
Eating as an act of respect. What about you? Is there a country whose food surprised you?
Yes. When I went to Mexico for the first time, I expected very spicy food, mostly tacos and burritos. But real Mexican cuisine is so much more complex and varied than that. The flavors are deep and sophisticated.
Mexican food is actually one of only 2 cuisines in the world that UNESCO has recognized as a cultural heritage. The other one is French cuisine.
I did not know that. That is a wonderful fact. It shows that food is not just food. It is history, tradition, and identity.
Exactly. And I think that is why eating out is about more than just being hungry. When you sit at a restaurant table with someone, you are sharing something important.
Food brings people together. In almost every culture in the world, important moments, celebrations, family reunions, friendships happen around a table.
That is very true. Some of my best memories are from meals with friends and family. Not because the food was extraordinary, but because of the people I was with.
That is a beautiful thought, Jake. I completely agree. The people around the table matter more than what is on it.
Okay, before we finish, let's do a quick review. I will say a situation and Jake will give the right phrase. Ready, Jake?
Ready. Let's go.
You want to order the pasta. What do you say?
I would like the pasta, please. Or I will have the pasta. Or could I have the pasta, please? All 3 work.
Perfect. You do not know what a word on the menu means. What do you say?
Excuse me, what is in this dish? Or what does this come with?
Great. You want water for the whole table.
Could we have a jug of water, please? Still, thank you.
Excellent. The meal is finished and you want to pay.
Excuse me, could we have the bill, please? In American English, could we have the check?
And you want to pay separately from your friend.
Shall we split the bill? Or let's go Dutch.
Jake, you are ready to go to any restaurant in the English-speaking world. Well done.
Thank you. Although I think the most important phrase of all is still, could I have the chocolate cake, please?
Always the most important one.
Okay, and now it is your turn. We have 2 questions for you today.
Question 1. What is your favorite food or your favorite type of cuisine? Italian, Japanese, Mexican, something else? Tell us in the comments below. In English, of course. Even 1 sentence is brilliant.
And question 2, the one we ask every single episode because we genuinely mean it. What topics do you want us to cover in future episodes? Maybe you want to practice English for traveling, for job interviews, for talking about your health, for watching TV series in English. Whatever you need, tell us and we will make it.
This podcast is built around what you actually want to learn. Your suggestions become real episodes. So please, leave a comment, say hello, tell us your favorite food, and tell us what you want to hear next.
And if this episode helped you today, share it with a friend who is also learning English. Every single share helps us reach more people, and we are so grateful for your support.
See you in the next episode.
And that is the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for listening.
Don't forget, the glossary with all the key words and phrases is in the description below. It is free and it is there to help you.
See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.